Alright, welcome back. We got another episode of Sarcasm Speaks. Today, we got me, Bobby, and Finn. Or Ian. I just don't call you Ian.
Finn's fine.
Finn, yeah. So, we're fresh off of our new fucking Chinese food restaurant. We got a good fucking spot now.
Yeah, the zombies are good. The Mai Tais probably need work, but zombies are always going to be better than Mai Tais anyway.
Yeah, it's literally down the street. The bartender was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
Good personality.
He's a good dude.
Great pecan wraps and
and the food. The food actually was pretty solid too.
Scallion pancake passes. The zombies pass. The Mai Tais are tough because the Mai Tais at China Plaza in Rockland.
Yeah.
There's something special in them, and I don't know if it's just the wolf rum.
Semen.
Maybe. Maybe I'm not going to rule out anything. The Mai Tais at China Plaza in Rockland are just like unmatched.
Yeah.
But zombies at this place, they were great.
Yeah, no, the zombie was really fucking good. So we got our new fucking Asian spot.
I approve as an Asian.
Yes, Finn is 1/4 Asian, so he gets to say.
He translated those signs for us too.
Yeah.
It turns out all those English-looking letters, they were English.
It's a really strange concept. I'm glad we had you there to clarify that.
So my favorite part about the whole thing too was they handed us the menu, and like they have like the different sections where it's like soups and appetizers and beef and chicken, and then one of the sections was diet food.
Yeah, so not only was the section called diet food, the stuff in it was just like, no one's getting that.
Yeah. It was like vegetables and rice and like some weird shit.
Save that shit for Panera Bread.
I mean, I can buy chicken breast and fucking a bag of frozen mixed vegetables at Market Basket too. I don't need someone to do that for me.
Yeah, you're at a Chinese restaurant to treat yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need someone to use a microwave for me.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And,
No, I agree.
whoa.
Damn right.
That hurt my ears.
Shut up.
So yes, we're fresh off of that spot, so we're good. We're about to be regulars there now. So that was a weird look.
What, me? I'm sorry.
You gave me like a sideways look, and not just.
Oh, that's because hey.
I was gonna say
objection.
Not just because you have Asian eyes.
Objection.
I think it might have been the eyes.
Extremely racist.
But it was a very sideways look.
I didn't mean anything by it. I think my eyes were just darting around. I was taken in the room. You know, you're a handsome man.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna need you to speak a little bit more into the mic, though.
All right, now that I'm closer, I didn't mean it.
So is this the podcast studio or is this third bedroom?
Both. It's the studio until someone needs to live here. AKA, like, potentially Finn or Nikki.
No one's gonna live here.
I know you.
We live too far into the woods.
Yeah, you got your work route is in Boston.
Whoa, yeah.
Far. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, no, too far.
But
tough commute.
So I guess really the only person at this point would be Dickie if he needed to fucking live
The
there.
basement's probably a better option than up here.
Yeah, probably. This is also a very hot fucking room too. It always gets to be like fucking 9,000 degrees in here.
Some like it hot.
I mean, he can share my bed with me if he wants.
Yeah, he can roll with me too. That's cool. That's cool.
No, me first.
Clearly, I've been drinking.
Spring is in the air.
You didn't watch. You kind of watched this movie the other day. I watched. Have you seen Triple Frontier?
No, I saw the trailer though, and it looks badass.
It is really fucking badass.
I saw multiple seconds of this movie, but
you were present for the
I have
movie.
no fucking clue who, anything except Reindeer Games was in it.
So, yeah, they got Reindeer Games, which is Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
You white, you Ben Affleck.
Yeah, they got the Viper, which is Pedro Pascal there.
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
They have Jax from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And they have two other white guys that look kind of similar to Jax.
Oscar Isaac is in it. He is not white.
Oscar Isaac,
He is Mexican.
Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron, maybe the new Batman.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And they also have, the fifth guy. He was the youngest brother in Four Brothers, the one that got shot and killed.
Oh, he was the kid who couldn't hold on to the football in Friday Night Lights, right?
Yeah.
So it's not Andre 3000.
No, he's the...
And it's not Mark Wahlberg.
No.
So we're down to two brothers.
Yes.
It wasn't Tyrese either.
It wasn't Tyrese. No.
He was the only other white person.
So we're down to one brother.
Fuck. No, he's a... I gotta look it up. He's a good-looking dude, too.
No, I think he was the guy from Friday Night Lights. Remember, his father would like tape his hands up with the football and like beat it and shit, and then he'd give him the ring.
I'm gonna say his name and be like, "What the fuck?" Garrett Hedlund.
You haven't seen Garrett?
Jesus Christ, he's Garrett Hedlund.
You haven't seen Friday Night Lights?
No, I haven't seen the movie or the TV show.
I'm not talking about the show.
He's the fifth one.
Movie. That's
surprising. So it's a really good fucking movie.
Yeah.
So like looking at like the reviews and shit on like Rotten Tomatoes and like Metacritic and all that, it scored in like I think it got like a 6.8 in one of them, and it got like a 74 in the other one. So it's like kind of average. Yeah. When I watched it, I was like, this is a really good fucking movie. Like I steal this all the time from I use Das's method. Was I entertained?
Yep.
Yeah, I was really fucking entertained. That was a really good fucking movie.
I think my way to critique movies is the superior way.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with it, honestly.
They use that, too, for Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score and the audience score.
Yeah.
I think that's what you got going on there.
But the Bobby Datter was an entertained score is superior to most.
As the founder of the Fin Seal of Approval, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of just badass movies, I watched Roadhouse today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Swayze.
Literally the only thing I know about that movie is that he rips someone's esophagus out.
I'll tell you, this movie, I had to press pause and start doing push-ups. It was so badass.
I don't think I've ever seen it, actually.
Remember the Chippendale scene with Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley?
Yes.
And it's like, you guys are so close.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go with him.
No, I get that.
Fantastic scene. Fantastic
scene.
It's just that fucking Chris Farley. Why the fuck did he like drugs so much?
I don't know, but might have been part of the... I don't want to say that. He's probably funny without the drugs, but I feel like that whole personality kind of was built up together like that.
Oh, well, I mean, dude, what was Chris Farley was the intense, crazy person.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
I gotta think drugs had something to do with that.
Just spontaneity. I don't even know if that's a word.
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
I don't like that. I like mine better.
Spontaneity.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a tenacious spontaneity.
Yeah.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
I'll work with that.
Alright.
Once we're talking about ass play, because that's a different conversation.
Then we're back into porn.
It could all roll in together. Talk about your favorite porn stars.
Monday's podcast, which is porn.
She's got great spontaneity.
Yeah, if you listen to our previous podcast,
which you should,
we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole talking about different porn. Thanks, Mitch.
So that one's gonna be known as Pornapalooza Volume 1, and we're gonna do a follow up, right?
It might be called. I guess that's called Nipple.
Yeah,
but it's really funny that we're gonna record this before we name that.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's gonna be called.
But behind the scenes,
now you know how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
It's a sneak peek for you guys.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I highly recommend watching Triple Frontier. It's a traditional like action movie. It's without giving too much away. It's a bunch of I don't know if they were even special forces, but they were ex-military guys. They're all kind of like down and out on their luck, like they're hurting for money, and they find this one job where they can kind of like game the system and like cheat over a government in South America and like steal some money, and it's really good. It is really fucking good. You see like the characters start to like turn and change as they go. There's like this crazy fucking twist towards the end of it too. So it's pretty good.
So it's like maybe like Predator, if everyone didn't die at it and they found their benefits suck.
Yeah. And it's one of those things too where like, so when I stop and think about it and like take a step back and I look at Netflix and what they're doing, and a movie like that movie, I can't imagine what the budget was for that movie. Because Ben Affleck by himself probably gets $20 million a movie. Then you have Jax. I know.
No, I'm just looking at. I'm just looking at Datz's face here. I know what he's thinking.
Yeah, that was from the Lost episode.
From the Lost episode.
Yeah.
To the Lost, everybody.
Yeah. Hey. To the Fallen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into budgets and Netflix too much because I know this is it's an explosive conversation.
But I can't.
It really shouldn't be.
I just can't see Netflix making any serious money. Like, the budget from that movie must have been fucking absurd.
They are in tons of debt right now. But I mean they're making a Scorsese movie coming up next year. I gotta think, and I only say this because I heard it on another podcast, so it's not an original idea. That maybe they're trying to volley themselves up to get bought by somebody.
That's what I heard too. Yeah, they're trying to get bought.
Joe Rogan podcast, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Joe. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Joe, when you're listening to this, because he definitely listens to this.
Why wouldn't he?
He's one of the 15.
The Fighting 15.
Yeah. So the other thing too is I know, which is that was.
But if Netflix increases their expenses but doesn't increase their revenue, how do they succeed?
So no one is literally ever going to see that, but we recorded an entire episode that was probably almost 2 hours long.
And I think I said that about 15 times.
And we were absolutely fucking shit-faced. And we kept repeating the same shit over and over.
And actually, once we left the Netflix talk, I went back to the Netflix talk.
To try and wrap it up.
We started talking about Bezos and I mean, there were a lot of good topics on the episode.
There were. It's actually a shame that we were as drunk as we were.
There were some some good spots in that one. But
yeah.
Overall, it was like finding like a gold pebble in a pile of shit.
Yeah.
It was a too drunk to air episode.
Yeah.
Maybe if we were a little bit more famous.
If someone wants to pick us up and wants to release that as a lost episode, we will. But
we're
gonna need some sponsorship.
That's one of those things. Like a year or two from now, if we actually get popular, we just like drop it randomly and be like, "Hey, this was from when we first started. This is the dumb shit that we used to do."
Yeah, kind of like how Conan did when he got big. You know, his first 3 seasons sucked.
Yeah, whatever. So we just have to fast forward to season 4. Come find us in 4 years. Dats has a question for you.
All right.
This came up last weekend because there was a Star Wars marathon that we got sucked into, and Dats kind of was like, "This would be a good question to ask."
Just as Obi-Wan Kenobi was the only hope, Finn, you're the only person I know that can answer this question.
All right,
Why the fuck is Boba Fett cool?
You know, how long do we have in this podcast? But
as long as you need.
Well, if you want,
bound by time.
If you want my opinion, because he's only cool in Empire Strikes Back. In Return of the Jedi, he goes out like a total pussy.
Yeah. So I googled this one time. Why is Boba Fett cool? And they referred to Return of the Jedi as he gets accidentally knocked into a sand vagina.
He always gets pussy, man. Alright, here's why he's cool, at least in Empire Strikes Back. He's essentially Clint Eastwood's the man with no name in Star Wars. He's even got the cape swing over. He doesn't really say shit. He gets the job done in Empire. And he looks fucking cool.
Well, plus there was the no... Fuck. I don't know the exact quote. No transgressions, no...
No disintegrations.
Disintegrations, that's the one.
And he goes, "That's your wish." He has a cool voice, too. And he just looked cool. He was a cool-looking guy, kind of mysterious. I mean, I said, he died like a pussy in fucking Return of the Jedi, but a cool action figure, definitely. Second coolest action figure.
So is it the action figure that did it all? Because I did have to Google this a little bit.
I think, well, he originally aired in the very shitty Star Wars Christmas special as a cartoon thing.
Right.
And they brought him into Empire. And I think it was just sort of the mysteriousness, because, again, he didn't have like a moment where he looked like a pussy, and he was the only person that kind of looked like he gave Vader a little bit of like, I've read your shit, man, you fucking black robot samurai bullshit. And so you're like, wow, this guy right here. So I think, the action figure looked cool, so I think that all kind of contributed to the Fat Man, you know? And again,
Fat Mania.
I'd like to believe that he got out of that desert vagina.
It's just like, I watch it, and I just don't get it. I just don't get the guy. Because everyone's like, Boba Fett. And it's like, they had to write him into the prequel, which were outstanding on their own.
Yeah.
Django does kind of rock the shit in that movie until he loses his head a little bit.
But
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Like, I'm just like, Boba Fett. I'm like, I've heard of Boba Fett. He might get his own spin-off movie. I don't know if that's actually going to pan out.
So they're making on the Disney streaming service, they're making a TV series called The Mandalorian, which for all you people that are either virgins or don't have lives, Boba Fett's from Mandalore, so it's kind of about those people.
And I'm just like, I don't get Boba Fett. I believe he speaks 24 words.
That's the whole one.
Yeah.
Being a silent badass, that's one thing right there.
That's kind of, yeah.
And number two, you got to tell me though, aesthetically, he doesn't look pretty fucking cool. At least aesthetically, if we take everything away.
Well, it's tough. It's tough because I didn't see him in 1979, 1980. I saw him in 20 fucking...
So the other thing, too,
whatever.
is, like, until those prequels came out, you never saw his face.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
No, I'm good with that, but...
well, I'm just saying...
I mean,
It's like the mystery of it. Like, who is this guy?
Well,
it's like you said, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah,
Like Clint Eastwood.
He's the man with no name, only in space.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you take everything away, aesthetically, I mean, I know you said you weren't there in 1979.
Right.
Actually, technically 81.
Is that when the movie came out?
Yes.
Oh, it was 80. Okay.
Might be 80, actually. You're right. Take that wing back.
I thought the Christmas thing came out in 79.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Anyways, well, why don't we get back on track here, okay? If you compare Boba Fett around everyone around him, he does look cool. I mean, because outside of Vader, I mean, you have a guy in a vest.
Yeah, you got a guy in a vest, a guy in a robe, a chick with donut hair,
Yeah,
and
a giant fucking dog, and a trash can, and a fucking
and a little green thing.
and a gold fuck doll or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, Boba Fett doesn't have to work that hard to look cool, anyways.
Yeah.
Plus, you got all that terrible '70s haircuts going on there. I mean,
it wasn't great.
yeah. So I mean,
Definitely not.
It's like
Yes.
when Justin Bieber was 12.
Yeah.
it's just so if you take out his very piss poor showing in Return of the Jedi, he seems pretty badass in Empire.
My only thing with him, the only thing I don't understand because he's held in such a high regard.
Yep.
It's just like I just don't see it. It's like he was mysterious
Mm-hmm.
in Empire.
Yep.
He didn't actually do anything.
Actually, well, you don't see him get to do anything physically, but he is the one that tracks the Millennium Falcon to Bespin, which is Cloud City. He got the bright idea to hang near the trash compactor. He followed him there, so he set that thing up. And his one job was to capture Captain Soul and bring it back to Jabba. That's mission accomplished right there. I mean, he's 2 for 2 right there.
Dude, part of why I asked you is I needed some fucking
Yeah.
reasons here. So
We knew you'd be the
And
one to
he even
ask.
has the nuts to go to Vader. He's like, he's no good to me dead. And Vader's like, all right, chill out, man. I won't kill him or whatever. So I mean, like, Empire showing, that's a badass, even though you don't get to see him do anything really. When you do get to see him do stuff in Jedi, it's kind of lackluster.
Yeah, he gets fucked up.
Even though Jedi might be my favorite one.
really,
Yeah, I love Jedi, man. Jedi's awesome. I mean, I know I get
Really?
a lot of people hate the Ewoks, but
really, I find that surprising. I thought you would have been a episode 4, episode 5 kind of
There's
guy.
a lot of people that rank episode 6 in like the bottom 3.
Yeah, those people are stupid. That's fine. All right. Well, I mean, I guess it comes down.
So
let's do it. Hey, we're here.
I know. But
what's your
finish what you were going to say, and then we'll do our rankings.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it comes down. I mean, who's your favorite character in Star Wars? For me, I'm a vanilla guy. I like Luke Skywalker, and if I consider the original trilogy the journey of Luke Skywalker, and he's really only becomes a true badass in Return of the Jedi. He's got the green saber, which you didn't even know those fucking things came in green until he whipped that bad boy out.
He was such a cunt in the 5th one.
He wasn't, yeah. I mean, he's more of a cunt in the 4th one. But by the...
No!
Alright, listen. The motherfucker just had his hand cut off and found his dad was Space Hitler, okay? That's a top hurdle, okay? By the time he finds out he almost fucked his sister, I think he handles that very well. So that's what I'm talking about. You get Return of the Jedi Luke, and he's a fucking badass. He's on top of every scenario. He's not even raising his voice. He's fucking fighting on power with Vader. I mean, sure, he goes down a little bit like a bitch when he gets electrocuted, but...
Black gi, right?
He's got the black gi. He looks like a stud. He's like threatening Jabba, doing somersaults. It's like the culmination of Luke's journey.
He becomes one with the Force to be fucking gay about it. Yeah. Because he, when they're on the ship and they're close to Vader, he's like, he senses me. Like, he knew. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's fully formed Luke, and that's awesome. I mean, the weak points of that movie are...
He goes, I shouldn't have come.
I shouldn't have come here. Yeah. No, the weak parts of Jedi are, well, number one,
Ewoks.
We should have went with Wookiees instead of Ewoks. Granted, but whatever. I like Muppets. Fuck you, no.
CP3O is a god.
Yeah. They really weren't expecting Harrison Ford to come back for that one. So when he finally, at the last minute during negotiations, said, fuck it, I'll do the third one, they were like, fuck, we gotta write Han Solo in there. And that's why Han Solo kind of comes off like fucking Murtaugh from fucking Lethal Weapons in that movie.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a bumbling guy who's just like there. Like, fucking, I don't know. He doesn't have much to do.
Yeah.
You know, he's supposed to be the coolest guy on the team, and he just kind of seems like the team dad was just befuddled that everything's happening. Right. So those are the weak points of Jedi. But if you focus on Luke's journey, those scenes on the Death Star 2, best scenes in the entire saga, hands down.
Yeah. And it probably is his least bitchiest one.
No, he's fully formed.
That's right. Yeah. So 4 and 5 is the whole thing.
I know that's kind of how he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And therefore Anakin was also like that.
Well, that's why Luke's the better man, because Luke overcomes his bitchiness and he just becomes I mean, you know the thing.
You know what I will say though? I do have to say, I don't know if it was meant to be this way to for continuity or whatever, or it's just Mark Hamill not being that good. At the very end, when Vader is dying and he wants to take his mask off, the line when Mark Hamill goes, "You'll die," but you'll die.
He doesn't. He does. He goes, "You'll die."
The way he says that and the way that comes off, I was like, dude, I'm not an actor, and I'm confident in my ability to play that better.
He's a different Luke in every iteration. Okay, he's a wide-eyed farm boy in the first one. He's kind of like,
you can't take your mask off. You'll die. Come on, dude.
He's a cynical warrior on the second one.
Yeah.
And the third one, he's like a fucking samurai monk. So he's not going to be as emotive. But if you want to rank the Star Wars movies, I'm game for this game.
Yeah. All right. What do you got? Give me. All right. So are we? All right. Here's the thing. Are we doing the 6, or are we including Rogue and Solo?
All right. Well,
I don't have a ranking if it's not just the 6.
Okay. All right. We'll stick to the 6.
Are we talking about the 6 or the 8? Because those other two ones.
You know what? If I go last, I can probably throw the other 2 in.
Why don't we just stick to the 6? Because that trilogy isn't done yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, because part of episode 9, for me, kind of matters on episode... I'm sorry, episode 8 matters on episode 9.
I gotcha.
Which I've softened that approach, but when I first watched it, I watch episode 8 and I go, nothing happened. And then I watch it again and I go, a bunch of shit happened.
Yeah.
Sets it up.
It's
So
like,
that either
Snoke,
needs...
I will say, Snoke, the most useless character in fucking
That was a
Star
bad
Wars.
move in that movie.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to, like, shock you. It's like, ooh, we just killed the big bad. It's like, oh, don't do that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He was completely useless. He brought nothing
Absolutely
to the
nothing.
series. He could have not even existed, and nothing would change.
And people were going, well, the Vader helmet had the same scars as on Snoke. So maybe that's Vader. And then I even saw Darth Maul from Solo had the scar on the top of his head. Like Snoke. But Snoke's fucking dead.
Yeah.
I was imagining for myself, as I said, no life, but I was like hoping to myself that you eventually get like at least the backstory or like a flashback. Like he got all fucked up because Luke lost his shit and went after him. But I guess we'll never get there because fuck it, they killed Luke, they killed Snoke.
He's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing you guys' rankings. I'm pretty firm on mine, but I'd like to hear what you guys are. I don't want to influence.
No, you go.
No,
I know mine. Dad said he wants to go last.
Yeah, you go first, Dad.
Oh, wait, do I have to include... I'm sorry, where did we sit on 7 and 8? I'm sorry.
Just go with the 6.
No,
just go with 6.
Just 6. Okay. Episode 5, Empire.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Episode 4, New Hope. Let me finish. Episode 3, Return of the Sith.
It's not terrible, but okay.
Part of that was the build-up and the being conscious and alive for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the Mustafar battle scene was
Sick.
sick.
Absolutely
Great.
sick.
Yeah.
Then Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones.
It's not a bad list.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And I've shifted that, because it used to go Episode 5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 1. Or 4, 1, 2.
That will bring me to an interesting point later on.
So I'm probably almost exactly the same as that. I would say episode 5 is the first. Then 4. Then 3. Like you said, like 3 was the one. 3 was clearly the best of the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
If nothing else, that like it was the most like Star Warsy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. If the first 2 didn't exist and it was just the third, like it would be fine.
Oh yeah, it's really
like you would completely understand because it had that transition of Anakin into Vader and everything and all that.
And
stuff.
it really has the only story that you actually want.
Right.
Anakin becoming a prick and becoming Vader. That's
Right.
all you wanted the entire trilogy. Like
Right.
you could have just had the one movie.
Well, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's the only thing you wanted to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to see about.
Except, and they fucking botched Episode 1.
Yeah.
Well,
so for me, I go 5, 4, 3. Then it gets really tough for me between 6 and 1. I go. So you went 6 and then 1.
I actually thought
I go 1, then 6.
Oh, woof.
And then 2.
So I will qualify that the difference between 3 and 6 for me literally only is because of the culture of like when I was conscious for these things.
Yeah.
And the difference between 6 and 1
is
about a mile.
Same for me. So part of the reason why I go 1 above 6 is because 1 came out in 99.
Yes.
So I was 7. Like my dad was a Star Wars fan.
It was a huge thing when it
like
came out.
I was right at that ripe age where like you start to like this stuff, and like when they were like, "Oh my God, Star Wars is coming back!" It was fucking insane. So Episode 1 came out, and I went and I saw that, and I loved it. Again, I was 7 at the time, but I also look at it like we talked about this before, a couple days ago. I look at it like as far as like the pieces and the players. So I thought Liam Neeson was phenomenal.
Absolutely. Qui-Gon Jinn's.
And I also look at the villain.
Darth Maul.
So Darth Maul,
amazing.
Incredible villain, and Liam Neeson as the lead, phenomenal.
So underutilized, Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have killed that guy in the first first movie.
Technically, they didn't, but
I'm not gonna get into EU here, guys.
Yeah,
I know.
But so that's what put 1 over 6 for me, and then 2 is fucking terrible.
All right. So I'll say this: I might have 2 parallel lists, but the difference isn't that because what do I consider better movies versus what I consider my personal favorites?
I went on my personal.
I went personal.
There's only one shift, but I'll start from the bottom up. So the worst one is obviously episode 2. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I mean, even the things that were cool about that movie in hindsight suck. Like the fact that it's like, oh my god, Yoda's throwing down the cane and throwing a lightsaber. It's like, yeah, when I was young, that was, oh my god, cool, because he was just a puppet my whole life.
Right.
Now when I watch that movie again and I see that scene, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. You shouldn't do that with Yoda.
The other thing is, like, Dooku didn't die.
Nothing happens. I mean,
nothing happens.
Oh, the big Jedi battle's cool. You get to see Windu actually doing shit. But
admittedly, that was pretty good.
But you're on fucking Naboo watching a Days of Our Lives, where Anakin's trying to be the creepiest guy ever to try and fuck Padme, and she's just trying to be the biggest tease and not fuck him. It's just
he's having the nightmares about his mother, which is like fine, but all that movie does is set up the scene where he kills the fucking Jawas, which then people are like, well, he killed all those Jawas, so obviously he was going to turn to the dark side. And it's like, huh? What?
And we already knew too, because he is.
We knew. Yeah, we did. We knew.
Well, there are parts of that movie I think would work better. I mean, because don't get me wrong, an interesting thing where Obi-Wan Kenobi's playing Chinatown, trying to solve a detective story, whatever. That'd be cool, just not for a whole Star Wars movie. And then Episode 1. Again, so you got Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, the Duel of Fates theme, that was sick. But I mean,
outside of those two, weak movie.
You're on the desert doing nothing.
The Gungans.
Yeah, you have frog people who live in a lake and they're part of your army, and then her stupid
Jar Jar, Yusa the booba.
Natalie Portman's stupid fucking haircuts in that movie.
Misa don't have a booba.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous movie.
But Jar Jar Binks does do a Jedi jump. Or a Force jump.
He might have the Force. He could be Darth Plagueis, from what I heard.
From what I heard, he was Snoke.
Interesting revelation. I also don't want to get lost in this. I thought Ewan McGregor did a bang-up job as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. He was good.
Yeah, he was good.
He was great.
Best part of
He was great.
All 3 movies.
Yeah. That's why I'll say my next one, I'm going to sound like an original trilogy fanboy, but 3's going to come in at, it was good. I mean, there's a lot of stupid stuff, but Anakin's almost at his most likable before he turns into a complete douche. I mean, it's really Ian McKellen, whoever plays Palpatine, his movie, but lightsaber scenes are great. Yeah, Ian something, but he's Palpatine, the Emperor. So, yeah, he's great in that, and great fight scene, but after that, here's where my schism is, because I personally like Return of the Jedi better than the original Star Wars, just for my own enjoyment, but the original Star Wars is technically a better movie.
Ian McDermott.
Yeah.
But it's tough with Episode 4, because it is a little slow to go.
Mm-hmm.
It is the first one, so there was some growing pains with it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's tough when you look at the Battle of Mustafar, and it's like, okay, well that was that, and then you watch the battle in Episode 4, it's like, gross. The significance was more important, but the actual
I have a question.
battle is just so, it's like, wow.
From a structural point, as a movie, the way it's built,
and it took me. I will readily admit it took me a few times to watch to actually appreciate Episode 4.
It's a great heist movie. It's a great battle.
It took me a while.
You could have an alternate universe where there isn't a Star Wars saga and just end it at that movie, because they get their medals and they blew the Death Star. So as far as we know, the war's over until Empire comes back and they strike back hard.
Yep.
And then so in my alternate things, it's either Episode 4, 6, and 5, or it's Episode 6, 4, and 5. Because Empire it's kind of like untouchable.
have a question for you real quick, and then we gotta stop fucking talking about Star Wars.
Granted.
Do you think that eventually they will ever remake the original trilogy?
I mean, never
with updated technology?
No.
Never say never, but I hope not.
Right?
They already tried doing that.
So now that Disney has a hold of it, that was my thought. Is that I'm not saying right now, but maybe like 20 years from now.
I mean, I'd say
they redo.
I'd say closer to like maybe like 80 to 100 years they might redo it, but like they're not going to do it like in the next 40 years. No.
Or if they did it for like the 100-year anniversary, so in like 2079, if we don't blow ourselves up by then.
They need all the original fans to pretty much be too old to go to the movies by themselves or dead.
Yeah.
And people to have lost interest in Star Wars for like a good 30 years before they were going to remake them.
Yeah, which I don't think it's going to happen because they're going to try to pump more movies.
Right.
Yeah, but if they keep pouring it out the way it is, people are going to be like.
So the only reason I asked that question is because of the technology gap. Where the first three, granted they were early 2000s, but like they were still CGI.
Yeah.
And obviously, 7, 8, 9 are now, so the CGI is great. And you look at the ones from the 70s and the 80s, and that there's such a vast difference. I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I think everything in those movies work. I mean, because you don't really.
No, absolutely. I'm not saying that it needs to be done. My question was, do you think that they would do it for money purposes?
Maybe if all those circumstances take place, because like I said, no one's gonna remake the Godfather movie, so we can have like better shots of the machine gunning people in a church,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I feel like Star
and you can
Wars is one of those
honestly, you can make the argument like no one has remade Casablanca.
Yeah, there's some movies you really don't touch.
That was 100 years ago, actually.
I love that.
That
movie
came out in 1920, right?
No, it was set during World War II. It was 1941. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or 42. Maybe 43.
So we're coming. Well, I mean, either way, we're coming up on 100 years from it, and no one's remade it yet.
Yeah, like 25 years.
If you look at like the classics.
Yeah, 25 years though.
20.
A little bit of a stretch.
No, if it's 1942 to 43, I mean, at least
24.
No, we're close. No, we're close.
Yes,
it's almost 100.
I was gonna say if they made a movie set during World War II in 1920, hats off to those writers. Who could have predicted a plot turn like Germany's going to go to war with the world again?
Clearly, I've never seen the movie.
It's a good movie. Check it out.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. There was something I saw someone posted on Instagram, and it was like their grandfather, who's probably in his 80s or 90s. He still goes to the range 3 days a week to like the shooting range and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked his grandfather why he did that, and he goes, "Well, I always have to be prepared just in case Germany wants a round 3."
Dude, they're ballsy motherfuckers, man. I mean,
I was like, that motherfucker is a goddamn American.
honestly, I'm not rooting for the Germans. I don't want anyone to take this misconstrued, but like the sack you gotta have to like pull that shit twice in like 30 years.
Yeah.
Imagine getting knocked out by a big dude real hard.
And then you go back.
Then going back. That's basically what Germany did. Like, they got beat pretty bad in the First World War by the end of it. They were like, 15 years later, they're like, fuck it, we're going to do it again.
Yeah. I think we'd be happy.
This time with better costumes.
Yeah. They're fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Germans are fucking crazy. Dats, you were talking about, speaking of anniversaries, actually, Woodstock is coming up on the 50th anniversary.
Yep. August 16th through 18th.
Yeah. You have some feelings on this.
And they decided to honor the 50th anniversary of Woodstock with the world's biggest fucking horror show. So what Woodstock was in 1969 was bands and actually people with talent. And if you guys have listened to this thing, one of my big things was people with talent.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Janis Joplin, that was Jimi Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner.
The Stones, yeah.
Yep.
The Doors, yeah.
Yeah. All those people. So, they're doing a 50th.
Oh my God. I know I'm going to already hate this list, but go on.
So, Day 1. The Killers, Miley Cyrus, Santana, Lumineers, Racketeers, Robert Plant, the Sensational Space Shifters. Now, he was probably actually there the first time.
Robert Plant? Yeah, Zapp was there, yeah.
Yeah. Guess who's also playing? Greta Van Fleet. That should get awkward.
Can we turn off these mics so I can start swearing?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
So, my big takeaway from the list, because I'm not listing all these people. It's a fucking horror show.
I'm going to listen to one of them.
It's a pop. It's
the Killers.
It's a pop show.
If the lead name is the Killers, then that's fucking
so the Killers
fucked up.
So on this graphic I have, they're the first one on first day, which is it goes Killers, Miley Cyrus, Santana.
Santana,
he kind of fits.
He fits. He belongs.
How?
He's talented.
How?
He's a phenomenal guitar player.
What was Woodstock first?
What do you mean?
Well, no, I think I see what you said. Well,
50 years ago, what was Woodstock?
All right, well, Woodstock.
It was a destination.
Well,
like there were people ran away from their homes.
What Woodstock was originally is it was a small little venue that they were playing back in like someone's backwood area or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And what really happened is, and that's why none of these Woodstock revivals, like Woodstock 20 years, 50 years, whatever, it's never going to work. It was literally lightning in a bottle because it was like, oh, you're going to go play at Woodstock? Yeah, we'll show up. And then people just started showing up.
Right.
But if you're going to try and remake Woodstock for commercial purposes, that's like the anti-Woodstock. It was just a bunch of bands showing up to play. I mean, it was also disgusting, too, don't get me wrong.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
People stepping in shit.
Actually,
and fucking hypodermic needles.
I don't know if 94 was worse than 69. But 94 may have been, because that was like...
Yeah.
That was actual... I believe that was like the shit fight.
Oh, really?
You know what? So, if we're all under the understanding that Woodstock 50 is going to be... It's just like, dude, we are not hitting the mark on what Woodstock was.
The whole idea defeats the purpose of...
Like, dude, Jay-Z is, like, on this sheet. Like, why the fuck is Jay-Z on this sheet?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that he's just showing up? No. He ain't just showing up. He's getting fucking paid a pretty penny because he's probably going to lead the third day. So, therefore, people stay all 3 days.
Right.
Because usually it goes, like, day 1 is, it's okay. Day 2, big money. Day 3, kind of weeds off. People don't stay. Put Jay-Z on day 3, people stay. You got people hanging out. But if I can keep soapboxing, I can also look up what happened in 94, because I do believe 1994 was the big shitstorm.
They did one in the 80s, too, I think, too. It was like a Woodstock 10-year anniversary or 12-year anniversary or something.
That would have been 20.
Well, no, Woodstock was 69, so I think they did like 82 or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I'd buy into this Woodstock revival thing, whatever, is if you can have all the same artists, because I understand tastes evolve. Like, it's not a lot of, like, 19-year-olds, like, cranking their head to Zapp and the Rolling Stones anymore, but I'll just say this. If all those people showed up and they wanted to, like, have it filmed, but they didn't get paid for it, and they just donated all the ticket things to charity, I get down for that. That seems like a hippie love type of deal. They're capturing the original spirit a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just a...
It's literally the same thing. It's a music festival. It's the same thing as Bonnaroo, Firefly, fucking name one. Any of them. Those are the only two.
The only difference with those other ones, with like Burning Man and shit, is...
Well, Burning Man is not like concert. It's just like... Is it? It's not, right?
I have no idea.
I think it's just a giant fucking drug fest.
Isn't that what concerts are?
Yeah, but I don't think there's music. Like, I don't think there's bands.
They gotta play a little bit of music in a Burning Man thing, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I don't think...
Music's a big part of Burning Man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Now,
Never been.
the drugs are probably the biggest part of Burning Man. But music's a part of it. Like, they
I thought it was like an art festival.
Well,
okay.
No.
He's not wrong.
They make like sculptures and shit and like bring it. You know what I mean? It's like a design art thing.
No, he's not wrong. But at the same time, there is nonstop performances.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So it's art,
but it's not Coachella or Firefly.
No, it's not. But at the same time, there are nonstop music performances.
Yeah. Okay.
So you actually aren't wrong with that. That's a pretty good point. I'm thinking of Woodstock 99. Woodstock 99 was... So that was
30 years?
Yeah, that would have been 30 years. Super hot temperatures, not enough water, not enough food, not enough facilities, like fucking
Jesus, sounds like a
people
blast. Sounds like somewhere I want to be.
people shitting wherever they want.
That sounds like the original Woodstock.
Sounds like San
That might have been
Francisco.
that might have been the closest one they could get.
And that's like Limp Bizkit, Korn, like bands like that.
Oh,
I forgot Limp Bizkit was even a thing.
We heard Faith in the car the other day.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's
Limp
so
Bizkit
bad.
is one of those bands where, like, as soon as it pops on the radio, it's an automatic station change. Like, I'm good to, like, power through most stuff that, like, I don't really enjoy. But, like, when some, like, Limp Bizkit comes on, it's like, all right, next. Different station.
He makes Smash Mouth sound like high art.
I was also 10 years old.
A lot of foolish guys in the '90s did.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they did have that good album. Well, their one good album was Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water.
I think the album before that was better. That was with Nookie.
Yeah, I was gonna. It was
Break
called
Stuff.
Nookie, right? Was that the name of the album?
Might have been.
I can clear
Or
this
was
up. They're both
Significant
probably
Other.
terrible.
Was it Significant Other?
Maybe.
That
But
was like Nookie, Break Stuff, and Faith may have
they did have the Undertaker's theme song when the Undertaker came back.
been. Rollin'. That was
Yeah.
off of Chocolate
Rollin'.
Starfish.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
By the way,
was Chocolate Starfish.
Okay. That song, if you think of it as like a later 2000, I know it came out in like 02 or 2000. If you think of it as a later Jock Jams, not a 98 Jock Jams,
Right.
it holds up.
No, I just remember that was when the Undertaker went on a little hiatus.
Nookie was on Significant
And
Other
he came back
by Limp Bizkit.
when he came back as the American Badass.
Also, And Together Now, which I believe included... Was that, fuck. Was that Wu-Tang?
I have no idea. It wasn't them.
God, how...
Anger.
Awesome.
He's the angry Pokemon.
Method Man. Method Man.
I do like Wu-Tang though, if they were there. But
Was Method Man in Wu-Tang?
Method Man was Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
And he was Red Man wasn't. Method Man was. Red Man was.
It was Nookie, Break Stuff, and Together Now. That was on Significant Other by Limp Bizkit.
I don't think they were, but I don't know if you want to, because you're the fact checking man. Where the
Google it, Murray.
Were the Beatles at the original Woodstock? I don't think so, but
If I had to guess, I would say no.
they were just about ready to break up at that time.
Yeah.
Because they broke up in '70, right?
Yeah.
I also...
Was the Who there?
Yeah. I don't know if the Who was. The Guess Who was there.
These eyes.
These eyes.
I'm crying.
They did not. The Beatles did not.
Was the
Because Yoko Ono's band didn't get a spot.
Yeah.
She sucks.
That bitch.
And who? Because the Hells Angels were doing protection for one band, and that turned into a massive fucking shitstorm. Was that the Who, or was that Zeppelin or the Stones? I don't know.
Good question. How am I going to find that out?
Talk about Hells Angels.
Security.
Woodstock.
Band
If
security.
you just put Hells Angels Woodstock, they'll get you there.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I mean, those were really the big bands at that time. It was Zeppelin, The Who, the Beatles,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, but like...
And that was
Janis Joplin was not a small act.
No,
I'm saying
yeah.
bands.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, we're talking. I mean,
Yeah, but like, I mean, Janis Joplin had a band.
yeah, but Dad,
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
we were just beginning to name them. I mean, we would have got the job in fucking Hendrix.
Yeah.
You sure?
Who's gonna forget Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock?
I don't
Yeah.
trust you guys. Because you guys are talking bands. The Jimi Hendrix experience.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? Hey, what was I looking up?
You're gonna
Hells
quote up
Angels
Hells Angels
Woodstock.
Woodstock. I love Janis Joplin.
Yeah, I think she's
Yeah.
fucking great. Well, was great.
I'll take another piece of that heart.
Yeah. Hey, this might be it for me. I might hit the 27 club this year.
I thought I was gonna.
You
If
ain't,
I,
hey, you ain't that fucking lucky.
You know what? Now, once I pass the 27 club, I just want to outlive Jesus now. So
34. Let's go.
Well, depending on your biblical text, it's either 33 or 34. So
yeah. So we'll get to 35.
I get to 35 and good. I made it.
Hey, actually, so I was kind of shitting on Santana, or I kind of threw some shade at Santana.
He was at the original one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I also kind of had a slight feeling he would have been there. Is that who the Hells Angels did security for?
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
He was a mess, though. Yeah.
I can't
well,
imagine.
so I googled Woodstock Hells Angels, and all I kind of found was the Altamont Free concert.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
But someone also died, Meredith Hunter.
I feel like there would have been multiple people that died.
What, from drug abuse or?
So
Yeah.
so I also googled it, and then people who ask, who hired the Hells Angels at Altamont? It was the Rolling Stones.
That sounds right.
And someone definitely died at Altamont.
I think the Ultimate Speedway Northern. No, it's not. Maybe it wasn't Woodstock. Maybe it was that.
Yeah, the Stones.
It was also
the
in
Stones
1969.
Yeah, maybe I'm. Woodstock Hells Angels. These guys were there for security.
You're just conflating your dates.
Wait, hold on. I got Pintra. So I got all confused. I think they were there for Joe Cocker. Or Crocker, or whatever.
Joe Crocker, yeah.
At Woodstock, if he was there, unless I just read that blurb real wrong. But, yeah.
I did look at it for about, 0.8 of a second.
Try not to have dead air, man.
Hey, I appreciate that about you.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there was a time the Hells Angels were security guard and we all went to shit. I'm not shitting on Hells Angels, guys. I think you guys are all great. By the way. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. You guys are real stand-up gentlemen.
Yeah.
Actually, outside of the bad shit that they do, they probably are just normal dudes.
Yeah, I bet outside the bad shit everyone does. They're normal dudes, but
yeah, I bet Ted Bundy, when he wasn't killing people, he was just a good guy.
They said he was a charming guy. Charming guy. Could have been a game show host.
Thank God he wasn't. Could you imagine if Alex Trebek was a fucking serial killer?
I could not imagine that.
Or Pat Sajak? Out of all the game show hosts that there have been, who's the one that's the most likely to be a serial killer?
Drew Carey. He's got killing experience. He was a Marine.
Was he a Marine?
He was a Marine.
Good Lord.
He really fell off after that, huh?
So he's got the ability.
Yeah?
And he seems hungry, like he'd be willing to take any game show
What
host.
kind of hungry are we talking? He's lost a ton of weight.
He's lost a ton of weight, but he'd be willing to... Well, he's a lot of types of hungry, because that, he'd be willing to take any game show host, any game show they throw at him. And I think he really loves whores.
Whores.
From what I've heard.
I
bang a lot of whores.
Bang a lot of whores, but yeah.
Me and Charlie, sometimes we go in the sewer.
In the sewer, and we just bang a lot of whores. Not Sajak. Sajak seems comfortable. And Trebek seems kind of mild.
Yeah,
Howie Mandel.
Those are the ones.
Ooh, Howie Mandel.
No, see, not for me because Howie is a germaphobe.
So that you ever seen germophobic serial killers? They're like I had to make him clean. It's like someone.
I feel like he's to the point where he won't even shake people's hands. So how's he gonna kill someone and then clean that up?
Because he wants to make it clean
with a gun.
I don't know.
Hannibal Lecter was a pretty clean guy. Also ate dudes.
Yeah.
And ladies too. I'm not trying to be sexist.
I might say I don't know, Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady, no, that guy's cool, man.
No, that's why it's the front.
Right. Wayne Brady makes Brian Gumble look like Malcolm X.
That's one of the best sketches of all time.
Yeah. So who's your game show host that's a serial killer?
Howie Mandel.
I gotta agree, that actually is a good one. That's a real good one.
You change it from Drew Carey?
Maybe, yeah. That's a swayed me. Just because I've seen a lot of those serial killers. They're like, I have to make the world clean. Like, imagine you take that to the extreme. That's Howie.
Nah, all right.
Yeah. All right. Ryan Seacrest isn't a game show host, right?
No, I think he's just a douchebag.
Because I could picture him being into some Patrick Bateman
Well, I mean,
shit.
it depends. Do we count American Idol as a game show?
Well, he doesn't do he doesn't do the hosting though, or he doesn't do the judging. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a game show. I don't know. I just picture him doing some like Patrick Bateman shit, and that's from American Psycho. You don't get the reference, but you know.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that.
Like dancing to Huey Lewis in the nose and just fucking like throwing an axe through someone's head.
Yeah.
And again, that doesn't make you a bad guy, Ryan. I mean, there's a lot of people that are decent.
Stop.
There's a lot of people that are decent people outside.
He's
of
the
that
hardest working dude in fucking entertainment. Oh, well, maybe second by now. I think The Rock might have overtaken him. But
Steve Harvey's a hard working guy too.
yeah, they're just fucking. They're always fucking working. Ryan Seacrest is on like 8 different TV shows. The Rock is always filming a movie and a TV show and fucking everything.
I respect those guys. Those guys work like they're about to go broke tomorrow.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, being realistic here, if they're working that hard, and again, it's whatever. Like you do what you got to do. You grind through. You make your money.
You think they have a lot of embarrassing sex tapes to trying to fucking make money to protect, right?
No, I was gonna say like, how good is your personal life? You know what I mean? Like, it's probably pretty shitty. Like, you never have time to, like, spend with your family or, like, hang out with your friends. Like, so I follow The Rock on social media, on Instagram. This motherfucker is up until, like, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, doing whatever he's got to do, goes to bed. He'll sleep for, like, 4 or 5 hours, get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, and then start his day. So I'm like, all right, well, clearly you were working until 10 o'clock last night. You slept for a couple hours. You took a nap. You took a long nap. And then you're up at 3 to go to the gym. And then you're working all day long. Like, when are you with your family?
I thought he was training his daughter to be a wrestler or something like that.
And he certainly might be. And I'm not saying that, like, he's definitely not a deadbeat dad. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, if you're... It's common sense. Like, if you're working all the fucking time, like, that means you're not with your... like, something's got to give there.
I guess at a certain point, I mean...
Like, I'm sure... I've also seen him post on social media of him with his daughters, so I'm sure he's a great dad.
When he's around, yeah.
When he's around. But, like, how often is he around? Because he's always fucking working.
Well, I guess it's, like, there's certain type of people that are built different. There's some people that really want to be around. I mean, then there's, like,
I think he's the highest paid person in Hollywood.
He's got to be. I hope so. He's got 20 jobs.
It was either 2017 or 2018. Would have been 2017 because I think it got published last year. He was the #1 paid person in Hollywood.
I mean, how many presidents never see their kids, or I mean, I guess when you're just trying to. He probably thinks himself he's trying to set up his kids for like a dope life where they.
And he certainly is.
Yeah, they don't have to want for nothing.
Right. And who knows? He might be doing this for like 10 years. And then he'll just be like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to retire and then do my thing.
He knows his window is closed, and he can't keep out that busy for into his 50s or 60s anyways.
Well, I mean, he's fucking gassed to the gills.
Well, like, all those steroids are going to fuck him over in the end.
Not if he does them right.
Maybe.
You can do steroids the right way and be fine.
Even into your 60s?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Look at Sylvester Stallone.
He's on HGH, isn't he?
He's on a myriad.
So wait, steroids doesn't fuck up your testes anymore?
No, you stop producing natural testosterone.
So if you stop taking it, like The Rock would just have like fish tits?
Yeah, but no, you can go through the process. So you cycle on and off. Not that I know anything about this or anything.
No, I've seen you. You're definitely not on steroids.
Yeah, totally. I wish I was though.
Do 'em, man. Don't be about it, man.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Get out of here, really? When was this?
A couple years ago.
Can we just talk about
this? We talked about this in the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, now we're getting into some real stuff.
We're dancing around.
Yeah.
We already talked about
now we're on, and I'm learning something about you. This is a real moment.
So there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. It's a drug. At the end of the day, it's like doing drugs. Just like everyone knows the person that's been an alcoholic for like 55 fucking years and they live forever.
Hey guys.
Or it's like like when you start to abuse the drugs, then they fuck you up. So if you're taking steroids, that's a solid fucking move. if you're abusing steroids, then they're gonna fuck you up. But if you do it the right way, you can be on steroids for fucking 40 years and you're fine.
Really?
There's not an issue.
Yeah. Arnold still doesn't do them.
He definitely does.
Nah, he looks like he does not have what he had
that's
going on.
because he's 75.
I think he's like in his 60s.
Yeah, I know. I was using hyperbole.
Oh, by the way, you know what looks amazing for like 80 is Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah, he's probably on fucking gas too.
Oh, you know what? No, absolutely not.
Ah, come
on.
No,
because he doesn't have. He's not like yoked to the gills.
You don't. It doesn't make you fucking.
I know, but
jacked.
I'm not saying like he looks like a guy that like he's taking care of himself. He hasn't like he's
he's taking care of himself by injecting himself with testosterone.
He might.
It's weird. He looks like a much younger man. He looks like a guy in his 50s, probably because he's being injected with testosterone.
Okay, yeah,
to put his levels to the point where when he was in his 50s.
Testosterone or like hormone replacements. I get that. I don't think he's doing roids though.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, the world's changed so much.
Steroids.
Yeah. Is
synthetic testosterone. Your headphones fell out again.
I know.
So steroids are just synthetic testosterone. That's it.
You're telling me my health teachers and everyone lied, like all those posters in high school?
Yes.
Probably.
That's what I'm telling you.
God, I'm glad I started drinking and smoking pot in high school. Fuck that. Yeah. I'm gonna stop using condoms too. Fucking liars.
Yeah, no, it is. It's all it's a crock of shit.
Well, the reason I brought up Chuck Norris, because I was listening to a clip the other day where Steven Seagal was talking. You know, Steven Seagal likes to talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, no."
Him and his Aikido.
Yeah. He's like, who would you want in Hollywood? Who's a real Hollywood tough guy you want having your back? And he's like, I can't think of anybody. And like Michael J. White. And he's like, he's not a real martial artist. It's like, and driving going, no, kind of laugh in your face. And he's like Chuck Norris, and then he almost started talking shit that he had to walk it back. He's like, oh, he's like 70 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, no one. I bet all three of those guys could fuck up Steven Seagal.
Oh, yeah. Steven Seagal is a fucking loser. Not to mention, at this point now, he's probably like 320 pounds.
Yeah, like no one. Michael J. Am I saying that right? Jai White or Jay White?
Jay White.
Yeah, Michael J. White. He would definitely fuck up Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Oh, yeah.
And Chuck Norris, I don't care if he's like 90. He'll fuck up Steven Seagal. Guy's got like 20 black belts.
Chuck Norris is the only person to ever give Bruce Lee a challenge.
Well, Bruce Lee never fought in like tournament fighting or anything like that.
No, I know. I was just saying, like.
Oh, from Way of the Dragon. That fight scene is awesome.
Yeah, that is one of the greatest fight scenes.
When Bruce Lee fucking rips his chest hair.
Yeah.
Dude, that was...
Because Bruce Lee's never lost. And the only time Chuck Norris lost was to Bruce Lee.
Yeah, and I like the end when he like fucking lays the gi over him and shit. Oh,
yeah.
I love Way of the Dragon.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So that was part of, there was like heated negotiations when they were filming that movie. Because Chuck and his agent didn't want Chuck to lose. He was like, I'm not being in a movie where I get beat.
It might have been more the agent, because from what I've heard, well, at least this is the story Chuck tells, and he could be changing it 30 years down the line. He was like, because he's like, me and Bruce used to train together and everything like that, and I had just become the kickboxing champion of the world. So Bruce came to me, he's like, listen, I want to make I'm not even doing an accent. That's fucking terrible.
It's okay. You're Asian, so you get to do.
Get
to do the fake Asian accent.
Still not right. It was like, I want to.
When I do it, it's racist. When you do it, it's funny.
It's 3/4 racist if I did it. So it's like, I want to make a movie. It's like, I want you to be in it. And Chuck's like, oh yeah, cool. It was like, yeah. It's like, me and you were gonna fight. He's like, oh, who's gonna win? And Bruce Lee's like, it's my movie. Of course I'm gonna win. And he's like, yeah, all right. He's like, you want to like what? You want to fight the champ? And like Bruce Lee's like, nah, I want to kill the champ. But he's like, all right. But I mean, I think the compromise they came to was like how respectfully he treats him after he kills him and stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there were heated negotiations about that. I thought it was like a gentleman's thing.
Well, I mean, that's what I had heard. Again, I
don't know. Either way,
yeah, it's all rumors that float around, the shit that I read, or stuff like that.
I mean, I believe Chuck Norris is capable of telling a lie because he can do whatever he wants. I don't know if he would though.
Yeah. You want to start wrapping this up? I think we're at that point, right? We got to start. We got to go hook up the N64.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I'm not a Nintendo binge because I started playing
Playing with some fucking Pokemon.
Pokemon Blue, yeah.
Yeah. Is that going to be your final thought?
If you want it to be, absolutely.
Do it.
No, actually, I had another final thought.
All right, no, that's good. That's good.
You guys go. We'll save that for the next one. Once I beat the league.
All right. What's your final thought?
Pretending to be an actual man, way harder than advertised.
An actual man?
Yeah, like an actual man, like they have skills and they can perform tasks and get jobs done and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we're moving, and part of what we need to do is we need to get a bunch of picture frames off the wall. Now the picture frames were put up with double-sided foam tape, which just absolutely and utterly shreds a drywall.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent Thursday spackling all the fucking basically the shit holes.
Yeah.
Not holes.
Holes doesn't even define it.
Yeah.
Like the rips and the tears and the fucking awfulness. So I spent yesterday sanding it all, and I'm pretty sure I'm still coughing up fucking plaster. Like it's just like all up in this shit.
You know what they gotta come up with? Like a little like
a mask.
Well, yeah, that would be good. I'm saying like
that would be weird.
Like something you could pour onto that dissolves the stickiness and just like comes off.
So that would be tough because the frame's still there. But I think the idea is like use a heat gun. So I was using a hairdryer, and I got really impatient. So I was using a hairdryer and a razor blade.
Just use bug spray and a lighter.
Perhaps. I feel like I would have lit the wall on fire, but that doesn't seem relevant.
Fuck that wall. It's not cooperating.
Burn the place down. It's not yours anymore.
Doesn't seem relevant. So I'm trying to like get over being sick, and now I just fucking inhaled plaster all day yesterday. That shit was fucking everywhere. Like fucking, it travels in the office, in the lobby, down the hallway, fucking everywhere. It's just a fucking nightmare. So for someone who is not an actual man, does not have actual skills, what a fucking disaster this is.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Just don't get into shit. Don't get into actual people problems. Although it's not going to stop anytime soon for me.
Take it till you make it, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's it.
All right. Ben, what's your final thought?
This is kind of a variation of something we tried a few times, but I was going to say, who do you guys think?
Netflix.
No. Yeah. So what do you guys think the balance of Netflix is on?
No, really though, it's cyclical.
It's cyclical. It's what was the other word you used there? Entrepreneurial. It's very entrepreneurial. If anyone really wants to see the lost episodes, going up for $2.99. It's behind a paywall, but it's worth it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, who's the horniest TV character you can think of?
The horniest TV character.
Yeah, we can debate this.
Kelso.
That is a dark horse. You're right.
Now, this is just TV, right?
Yeah, that's why I said TV.
You said TV character.
I'm sorry, the way my brain worked. It doesn't have to be like a legit, like a real person, like a
TV character.
All right, Sterling Archer.
Interesting. I'm not going to put him up there, though. He's been in a mostly monogamous relationship for 4 seasons. Well, my 3 were Sam Malone from Cheers, who I might think is maybe the horniest TV character, but we'll see. Jack Tripper from Three's Company. Okay. And obviously Fonzie from Happy Days.
All right. All shows from 20 plus years
ago.
Yeah,
but their whole characters were really just about trying to get laid. Sterling Archer is a secret agent, and he has to do other stuff. Kelso is a dumbass.
I was saying, and Kelso.
Kelso's in high school, and but Sam, for 5-6 seasons after Diane left, he's a bartender just trying to fuck anything. He fucks an old lady in one episode. I just watched it yesterday. It was crazy. He fucks Rebecca's fucking college professor, and the lady's like 70. And then Fonzie, I mean, just, all these, he's like a 35-year-old greaser, and he's just fucking all these high school chicks in Milwaukee. I don't know where the cops were, but that diner should have been shut down.
That's gonna, I could go down a whole nother fucking rabbit hole there with that whole Hollywood and the pedophilia thing.
Well, I'm not trying to Me Too Fonzie, I'm just saying Arnold's was a hotbed of some weird shit going on.
Yeah.
Or was it Al's? No, it was Arnold's. Al's was the second manager. Yeah. But I still say Sam Malone.
I'm going to stick with Sterling Archer.
I do like Finn's defense against Sterling Archer, because he was, at one point, the world's greatest secret agent.
Yeah, he has other things to do. And he has a kid. He's like a stay-at-home dad now, too.
Now, the one defense against Kelso is the perfect reason why he was the horniest. He was a high school kid.
Yeah, that's true. But does he have the numbers to stack up to the legends?
Probably not, because he spent too much time with Jackie and Lori.
That's what I'm going to say. Like, Sam, after he broke up with Diane, that was the first 5 seasons, but even when he was going with Diane, he was still getting laid intermittently.
Ooh, you know who I might throw in there, too? Is Schmidt. From The New Girl.
I haven't watched The New Girl.
Shit.
Is that with
Did you actually watch that show?
Is that with Zoe Deschanel with the ukulele and stuff?
Yeah. Schmidt he's up there.
It kind of is like if a tree falls in the woods, man, when he has it, is a guy really horny if no one sees it?
Alright, that's fair.
I don't know, I gotta go with Sam. He always had a scheme going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was hoping that would be a debate, but yeah.
I feel like everyone's pretty confident who they picked.
Yeah. But no one's confident enough to, like, really get angry about it.
No, because we're all right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, some of us are righter than others, but
yeah. Yeah, I'm the most right, so.
Yeah, fuck you.
Sterling Archer, you're the least right. I think
You're
we
the
can all
least right.
we can all come to a consensus on that.
Yeah.
Even my 2 backups are righter than that.
Oh, he banged more than everybody combined.
He is the only one confirmed being a lady boy, so I will consent to that.
Cobra whiskey and ladyboy.
Yeah.
But he said
You don't know me.
He doesn't have as many on-screen conquests, and he's been in a mostly monogamous relationship for 4 seasons, and he has a kid that he's a stay-at-home dad with. Yeah.
I completely forgot what my final thought was.
Weird. Wow, so
Weird.
Weird.
I don't have one.
Weird.
No, I know I had one 5 minutes ago. I got it in my brain, and I was like, "This is going to be my final thought." And then through our conversation, because we've been drinking a little bit, I lost it.
Make something up on the fly.
It's gone. Penis.
Not for me, but I'm sure it's some.
Yeah, but yeah, it's penis.
All right, bye,
That's
everybody.
my final thought.
Alright, so you can follow us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. You can search us on Twitter at Sarcasm Speaks.
You always know when he's totally done with the episode.
Find us on YouTube.
He takes over the ending, and he's like, "All right, fuck this, I'm out. I'm doing this."
Find us on YouTube, Sarcasm Speaks. You can subscribe there. We're getting these video shows going. We're having some issues with the camera, but we'll look past that. We'll just hit the subscribe button. It's cool. You just subscribe. We work through the camera issues and we move on from there. And then we're everywhere podcasts are, but you definitely want to subscribe on iTunes because that's the primary driver. We want to be ranked higher than 250 in Canada, so let's get that up.
I remember my final thought.
Oh, go ahead. I was about to tell everyone to buy a T-shirt, but go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and buy a T-shirt.
If you buy a T-shirt, by the way, there's a 1 in 20 chance that you might get a CD with the lost episode on it. So give it a shot.
So my final thought.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
Was there is potentially nothing greater than the Game Boy Advance from back in the day.
It did bring Game Boy into a whole new level.
Yeah, it really switched everything up.
Definitely a better handle. I was great.
It was much more ergonomically friendly.
Yeah.
You could still play all the old original Game Boy games in it, plus the Game Boy Advance games.
those games would stick out like a sore thumb, but absolutely. And
Well, yeah. Well, so like
Was Game Boy Advance the smaller cartridges?
yes,
yeah. But the
I never had one
original
of
the
those.
original Game Boy ones would stick out of the back of the Advance.
Yeah, okay.
I have the Game Boy Advance downstairs.
That's
oh,
what,
it's
what made-
lateral instead of vertical.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's what
Yeah, I
made me.
never had one of
That's
those.
what made me think of
Yeah.
my final thought.
Yeah, never had one of those.
I have been catching a lot more Pokemon since I switched to the Advanced. I don't know if it's just a quicker,
It's a faster CPU.
Yeah, I think it's just my Pokeball throwing skill is just a little quicker, and get the right touch there
Yeah, no. It is. It's better the long ways than the tall ways.
for some.
Yeah, yeah. Depending on who you ask.
It's lateral.
All right. Well, we already kind of wrapped this up, so I'm not gonna belabor that point. But
So on all the things that Dash was just telling you to check out for,
Do it.
buy a T-shirt.
Buy a T-shirt.
You can catch the lost episode either behind a paywall or if you buy a shirt, maybe.
potentially,
Probably not, but I'm just making that up.
it is available. It's on my computer. I have it. It just isn't public.
Come visit the house.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. All right, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Good night, everybody.